Thank you very much,
All
Darren.
right.
Yes, we are getting into the draft, and great analyst intro on the day, everybody.
Hmm.
We have the bands coming in thick and fast already for League of
Yeah.
Dogs.
Exactly.
Senna, Nar, Skarner.
Exactly. And for Oasis Esports right now, they've gotten rid of the Yasuo, that Talia they were talking about there, and the Olaf. So those will be gone. Notably, again, yeah, that's Skarner also being taken away. So it looks like they don't even want to deal with that.
Yeah, I think he really is worth a ban. When you have somebody who's sort of untested and you see that kind of match history, it's like, well, what if we can just shut him down by banning out this Skarner? So yeah, we do see the Thresh coming in already for League of Dogs. Thresh main, picking
Hmm.
his namesake. But I'm really wondering about this bot lane matchup because yeah, they've played around it every game so far. I know the early draft is going to be focused on it, but can you even ban out somebody like Gabyzz? He's challenger. He's already showed that he's really good on Kai'Sa, really good on
Hmm.
Kalista. Kai'Sa is being hovered. There comes the pick for Oasis Esports. But is it even possible to ban this guy out? Who knows, man?
No, yeah, my general philosophy is unless someone is like a strict one trick, like I probably would have been the same thing about Corner, but I actually don't like when I look at other teams, say I'm playing Clash, I actually don't necessarily ban their best player. I actually ban their worst player and make sure we can snowball off of their worst player. It's kind of like
Exactly.
my mindset. So like you kind of give up, you are probably going to lose to Gabyzz. Like you like
Yep.
that lane is probably going to lose because of that just skill discrepancy. So where can you get advantages elsewhere on the map?
Yeah, so Oasis is going for this scaling bot lane. They have the
Mm-hmm.
Kai'Sa, of course, a monster in the late game, and Nautilus coming in, and we have the bot lane coming in
Ooh.
with some aggressive picks, Draven and Thresh. So that is going to be, they are going to be going for kills in that bot
Yeah,
lane.
League of Dogs is
Ekko,
after my heart. Just going for the straight Chad picks, coming straight at you. Like,
I
I
love it.
understand wanting to pick scaling, going you have that kind of like backup plan there right now, especially when I guess you're like the sort of lower YOLO team.
Yeah.
But it is pretty hyped to be picking up just this aggressive team in the bot lane. It's scary if you're on the other side.
Yeah, Draven building up those adoration stacks as Gabyzz builds up the adoration stacks from Kang in the intro, and we have Jarvan coming in to answer. And this Ekko, of course, is somewhat of a flex pick. We've seen it both in mid and jungle so far in this league.
Mm-hmm.
But Jarvan definitely coming in as a jungler for Oasis, and so that's what Roman is going to be picking. Something we haven't seen from him yet. He played the Olaf last week, as we mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
And Jarvan definitely very strong in the early game, just like Olaf, but strong in a very different way. He's
Mm-hmm.
less of a duelist and more of a playmaker.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you can kind of get out of using. You have that scaling AD carry and stuff, so you use the early game sort of junglers or maybe junglers and mid laners is usually what you kind of go out when you're going for a scaling lane bot. That way, they can kind of pull you through that awkward first two items that you almost don't do anything. So,
Yeah.
it's a smart draft so far. Rumble being banned out right now for League of Dogs as well as we wait for Oasis Esports' next pick. So yeah, right now we're seeing a fairly clear focus on trying to get something for that Kai'Sa down the bot lane. But again, League of Dogs might also be focused in the bot lane, so that's just scary stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And we're still yet to see exactly where this Echo is going, but they are banning out junglers. Clearly, uh, clearly intending to or thinking that that Echo is going mid and that the jungler is yet to pick.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have the Elise ban coming out, and we had a
To
blank
note,
ban. I'm just
yeah,
gonna
the
check
black
this.
that's actually a Graves ban.
Graves ban. There we go. So yeah, that's three more junglers.
Bit of a visual error, but it is a
There
Graves
you go.
ban.
So
Yeah.
Graves, Olaf, and Elise banned out in the second half of the ban phase there for Oasis as the Syndra being hovered. Clearly, in answer to this Echo, Syndra very safe, very strong against something like an Echo, especially in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
Syndra just a really good champion right now.
the interesting part of it is that you don't necessarily know if that's mid lane echo at this point.
I agree.
It
Yeah.
could be flexing to the jungle jazz. Usually like the general wisdom is to save your mid lane pick for their counter pick, but maybe
Yep.
right now they're going like, no, we want to for sure get this Syndra right now because we feel like it just works really well for us. So
Yeah.
that's totally fine. That still leaves them with basically a top lane counter pick if they want to kind of go that route. Now we have League of Dogs picking up the Trundle, likely in the jungle, but again, technically another flex pick could be top.
Yeah, we did see Trundle top actually yesterday in the amateur league, and
Mm-hmm.
very effective against a tanky team. Only Nautilus really appears on Oasis for him to really take advantage of that ultimate, but Trundle also very strong. And Pyke coming in.
The Pyke hover and the Pyke lock in.
So this means Pyke is going to go mid. Trundle likely going to go top, and Ekko likely going to go jungle. That's my guess. And Pyke mid is spicy, man. That is really good against Syndra if you can get that early game lead.
Yeah, this is 100% League of Dawgs. They're going, we're going to snowball. We're going to win this game in 20, 22 minutes. Yeah. Maybe earlier, right? That's kind of what they're going for. On the other side, if they do indeed lock in that Gangplank, that is this is like a prototypical scaling. We just want to survive and get there. So you're seeing those two different styles kind of going at each other, and we'll see what succeeds here.
Yeah, absolutely. So if Oasis Esports actually can hold off the aggression and the skill of that bot lane, and if they can hold off these, higher ranked players, they will outscale this team quite significantly, actually. So really excited to see if Oasis can pull through to the late game. Now that draft has finished, we are going to take a quick break for the players to get ready in draft and for us to have our competitive integrity pause. So in a few minutes, we will be back to cast the game. Welcome back, everybody. We are about to get into Game 1 of League of Dawgs versus Oasis. Now, surprising us with that Pyke top pick, we have Laird for League of Dawgs in the top lane, Fsabe in the jungle, Bladest in mid, Gabyzz in the bot lane, and Thresh main on support.
And over on the red side, in the top lane, we have Nappy. In the jungle, Roman. Holding down mid is Tatsuya, and the bot lane duo is Double B, supported by Kingsland.
All right, so let's get into this. With Pro Draft, the one exciting thing is we get a real surprise if somebody takes a flex pick we didn't expect, and this is definitely one of those cases where we have Laird playing Pyke top, and Fsabe is going with that Trundle jungle, Bladest in mid, going up against Syndra with that Ekko.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It's something that we were trying to figure out where, and it kind of, we decided, wait a minute, this actually makes a lot of sense, because I feel like Pyke can really hurt Gangplank early on, whereas like Pyke versus like Syndra is a pretty rough matchup actually. Yes. And then you kind of just take advantage of maybe more of a skill matchup for the Ekko versus Syndra there. So it does make sense in all of that sense, but it does put a lot of pressure on Laird, because I kind of assumed it was Pyke mid just because you would want to maybe roam down towards the bot lane and help out Gabyzz there, where that maybe that was your game plan, but does have TP. You can still see a Goon Squad head down there at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and the philosophy makes a lot of sense. So the idea of Pyke mid is that you are really strong early game against melee mid laners. You're really strong. You do a lot of damage early game. You're really oppressive. And you can do the exact same thing to Gangplank, even though, as you say, it's not as much roam potential. He's got that TP, and this is League of Dawgs we're talking about, and they have been really strong so far in this league. So I definitely trust them to make something happen. Speaking of making something happen, we did have Gabyzz and Thresh main looking for a cheese in the bot lane there. Nothing to be found.
Yeah, just kind of going down through the river, just unafraid, and there's like just even that pathing, it just shows how much they're just confident. They just like don't care. Like, you're not gonna have any traps here for us. We're just gonna walk down the river after our leash, and we're gonna start going at it. And this will be the late to what we could almost lock camera bot. And I would just be entertained the whole time. Meanwhile, we do get the flash play from the Thresh main. He hits another hook, so he's gonna be able to pick up this kill, and first blood will go over to Gabyzz.
So fast. That is level 2 gank there. All he needs is the play and the hook to get in there, and he gets both spells. Really, really beautifully played by Thresh main there.
Yeah, I think he's played Thresh.
Yeah, this guy, maybe he could be on a team or something.
I think he might know how to play this champion. They might know you hit level 2, you flash play, it'll work every time.
Beautifully done. The aftershock there from Kingsland, not enough to save him. And they just played too far up, and another hook going out there.
And the snowball starts now. If there's one positive for Oasis Esports, Draven wouldn't have had a lot of stacks yet already.
He's not getting that much gold
it's
there.
It's not that much gold.
The
it's
crowd
just,
of adoration
first
is not built up that much. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, that's exciting. Let's see let's keep what's happening as they just kind of keep pushing it at our head. Over in the top lane, yeah, we are just seeing Laird getting pushed in a little bit here, but we do expect once Laird can actually fight onto Nappy, might be pretty good there. But here we go. We see Bladest jumping on top of Tatsuya. They're doing a little bit of trade here. He does get stunned up here. Goes about a third of his health, and we'll have to just back up and heal up with the potion there. But a little bit of trades, but yeah. Again, it's just going to be all about this bot lane as we're watching Fsabe come down here as well, potentially get another kill onto Gabyzz. Does hit the hook, tries to get away, tries to flash away, but it's just not going to be quite enough. At least Gabyzz will get in one more auto. Not quite enough for the kill as the heal does come through, but the pressure's on over here, Oasis Esports, and can you handle it?
Very weird interaction there between the Nautilus hook and the Thresh hook. People were kind of juggling back and forth there. I was going to say I like what I'm seeing actually from the Oasis top laners right now. Both both able to push in, both able to get a lot of nice damage onto their lane counterparts. And you do see 23 to 10 CS lead there for Nappy, who we didn't mention as much in the intro there, but he is actually a higher rank than Laird. This is the rank discrepancy that Oasis has over League of Dawgs. And we were talking off air, you know, can you really leverage that much playing a Gangplank who sort of just tries to farm up in lane and scale? But so far he's doing a really nice job. You saw when we first panned up there, a huge wave pushing in onto the Pyke, denying him the farm. Pyke has a pretty difficult time farming under tower. It's one of the, especially early game, it's one of the sacrifices you make playing Pyke. And look at this. Like, what is he supposed to do? He's got so much work to do while still getting safely poked by Nappy. So I really like what Nappy's doing here. Hopefully he can maintain this lead. Yeah,
I might have been wrong a little bit when we spoke earlier about the matchup here. It does look pretty good for the Gangplank as we're seeing right now. But and this goes to what I was saying earlier about how, like, yeah, we were talking about do you ban out Gabyzz. I'm going to pause my own thought because we do have Gang coming up in the top lane as Fsabe has to move his way over to Nappy. Over here, Laird is going to miss the hook. So it looks like Nappy's probably just going to be able to walk away from that one. So we had a good job to avoid the hook and get out of there. But here comes the Jarvan, who will just say hello.
Yeah, not interested. They weren't that far enough in lane. He got there just a little too late, but nice play by Nappy to sidestep that hook there. He does manage to save both of his summoner spell, well, save his flash, I should say, as well. So yeah, maintaining this, basically doubling the CS of Laird up there. So maybe this top lane, like we said, is not as cut and dry as we thought.
Yeah.
And Pyke top, while it's an exciting pick, doesn't look too explosive currently.
Yeah, it is a pick that you're not, like, if you want to just sit here and try to out-farm the Gangplank, that's just not going to happen. It is a pick you made because you were expecting to get some jungling help and then, like, just kill, right? That's kind of what you were potentially going for. But a point I was trying to make earlier before I was so rudely interrupted by a gang, like, yeah, this is the start where I go, when you have one guy who's, like, such a big elo difference on one side, you find where you can win somewhere else. And yeah, so you have this losing bot lane, but if this Gangplank does smash this top lane, that's a win condition on its own. Meanwhile, we do see Fsabe and Roman fighting each other 1v1 right now, and he will just make his way out of the jungle. Throws a ladder at him just to spook him.
He seemed like he did a double take on that lantern there. He's like, wait, is that for me? No, I can't grab that. So Gangplank going in on an engage here.
Ooh, nice little hook there. See, that's what I was talking about. Oh, lose that ult a little bit earlier there than he wanted to, not to be able to get the execute. Meanwhile, we do have Gabyzz pushing up forward into the bot lane here. But that's the kind of stuff I'm going for. Like, you can make up that CS difference if you gotta get those kills in those situations, and it was pretty close.
Yeah, and yeah, as we also saw in the jungle matchup there, that Stalker's Blade already completed for the Trundle, and so he's definitely going to be able to 1v1 that Jarvan. If Jarvan can't burst him down, which he can't.
Oh, here comes Freshman again. Oh, we just need to pull him in. Yeah, exactly. Just using it on cooldown. Going to take down a King's Landing. Gabyzz will cash in stacks now, and he's got a ton of gold in his pocket.
Yeah, he's just like right on cooldown. That had to be, you know, just a few seconds after it came back up. Beautifully done there again by Thresh main, and you can tell, yeah, these guys have so much experience together. And just a little bit of a mistake on target focus there. Oh, really nice ultimate.
Yeah, Bladest. Trying to flex over there.
gets the flash out of Syndra there. I was just going to say, a little bit of a split focus there by the Oasis bot lane. I think they might have been able to squeeze a kill out of that if they had both targeted Gabyzz right from the get-go. But since they did target the Thresh, who was further up at first, that Aftershock saved him, and he was able to get out of that. So another kill going down to Gabyzz. And like we said, like the analysts were saying as well, they play around bot lane. How could you not? You got this guy who is so mechanically gifted, who is so highly ranked, who has so much experience playing. You got to play around this guy. And even though other teams know you're going to do that, it's still the right call because he's just that good.
Yeah. It's some impressive stuff we're seeing there. And know it, and it's not even all Gabyzz. Obviously, Thresh main has been making these plays. Like you said, keeping that flash on cooldown and just getting plays and making it happen there. So we're seeing a second BF sword being bought by Draven here instead of finishing a Bloodthirster or something. Sure, why not?
Yeah. Oh man, I was like, I know Johnny's gonna love this. You know? however much you talk about Chad bot lanes, BF swords early instead of going for an item is a Chad move if I ever saw one.
Heck,
so, yeah.
Go 6. Give me 6 BF swords, and then start building items after. Maybe 5 so you can sell boots, whatever.
And just start stacking the Infinity Edges, baby. Just Infinity Edge all day long.
The ARAM Jin build where you just stack Infinity Edges.
Exactly. We do see Thresh main, speaking of items, already having completed that Boots of Mobility there. Ooh, a little exchange in the bot lane here.
Yeah, fight over the Scuttle Crab here. Does have a level over on top of Romain. Might be enough to make him force that flash. He is smacking him with that Billy Club. Does get a jump away. Take the flag and drag, but Fsabe is still right there. Is that burn just enough? It is. Fsabe will take that one here. Now he's going to turn attention onto Nappy. Laird will come up here as well, but Bladest has made his way over to his lane, so is Tatsuya, so he's going to try to save Nappy here. But the big flash comes in for there, and Laird will pick up that kill. Tatsuya is now the next target here. Laird is tanking the tower, so he will go down, so at least Tatsuya will pick that one up, but Bladest will get that one there. It will be a double kill, so nice job to get something out of there for Tatsuya.
Yeah, really nice roam there from Tatsuya. He had to do that. They were going to be so far behind if he didn't. And 2 kills on that Syndra is no joke, but a really nice play by Fsabe there. Just transitions so smoothly from a fight in the river right into a gank. And I'm surprised that Nappy was that far up, having seen that. I think maybe he thought that Roman was going to be able to fare a little bit better in that duel. But yeah, he was really far up in lane. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, you kind of think you would have saw that and we were like, okay, I need to either A, help, or B, back off.
Exactly.
Chooses neither, just grabs some more CS and then eventually ends up dying for it.
You know, now that I mentioned it, we do see his teleport has just gone on cooldown. No, he didn't teleport into lane. He just teleported now into lane. So that was, I was trying to give him an excuse, Johnny, but he's not giving me much to work with here.
Yeah, the only other thing I can think of is if in the comm someone said, "Hey, I'm coming. Just stick around there." That's like bait or something, because Tatsuya did get there and was able to at least get a couple kills onto Tatsuya for that, but at the cost of their lives as well. So it ended up just being a 2-for-2. Meanwhile, Bladest is on top of Tatsuya picking over here. Thresh main is going to use that cage and stop him down. Another play is going to pull out another kill for this bot lane. And oh boy, that bot lane.
Teams are going to have to figure out how to deal with this. Nappy, though, still double the CS of Laird, more than double. And we really want to look to this Gangplank to do that damage in the late game. But somebody as experienced and as good as Gabyzz, he's going to find a way to... I got to imagine he's going to find a way to avoid those barrels in the late game. So definitely worried as an Oasis fan right now. But Kingsland now trying to get some vision in the jungle, which will immediately be removed by Fsabe. And here's another engage.
Roman just wants the farm. He just wants the farm.
It's brutal, man.
Get out of here. We got a farm. That's usually what I complain about. Anyway, Nappy and Laird. A little bit of trade over here in the top lane. Yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing here. This Jarvan kind of just needs some catch up on that in that front. Get some gold just that way, and when your enemy mid laner is making it more difficult. Meanwhile, Bladest is just going to pick up another solo kill on top of Tatsuya while I'm talking about farm. Why am I wasting my time talking about farm? What a beautiful solo kill.
Tatsuya, you got to look for that ultimate clone, though. Like, he just walked right into it, and that's the second time he's been caught like that. I was about to praise Tatsuya for just surviving all these ganks, but then he just wanders
right back
into a danger zone there, and absolutely no reason for him to do that, man.
That was even part of why I wasn't even calling it, too, because I was like, oh, he's just going to walk out.
Oh, yeah, he won't do that. Yeah.
But Then he died. And I was like, oh, I should have been calling that, I suppose. But
I gotta say, that's a full-on unforced error. You did not need to walk there.
Yeah, it feels that way. It does feel that way. Meanwhile, these plates are almost gone.
Yeah. Definitely bot lane dominance once again from League of Dawgs here. Still a huge CS lead, both a good CS lead in mid and in a huge one in top lane for Oasis. So, yeah, the question is, can Gabyzz
Laird making an aggressive play here, trying to get out of here, but Nappy's trying to pick him up. Can he get it out of vision to heal up the other? No, he will not. And Nappy will pick up that kill. And hey, the solo laners are picking up advantages of other parts of this team. So Oasis Esports, if this bot lane can hang on, your solo laners are starting to scale up.
Yeah, 2 kills here for the Draven, but as you said, solo kill coming down from Gangplank. Kind of looking at that lane, it was sort of only a matter of time. This Pyke pick really not paying off here. Something we haven't mentioned, because it's sort of been happening off screen whenever we are casting a fight, is 2 dragons have already gone to League of Dawgs. I know, I only just noticed it too, because it was clearly happening during
How terrible is my awareness that I didn't even think of, like I have full vision, and I didn't see that happening. This is why I'm gold.
I think we both dropped the ball a little bit on the dragon calls, but to be fair, I believe they both happened right during ganks or something like that. So let's just go with that and don't check the VODs to see if I'm right. But 2 dragons have gone. We have Ocean Summoner's Rift on the map here, and that Ocean Soul going to be very powerful for either of these teams. In particular, really strong on Draven, who already is going to put a lot of life.
Forever we do see a fight picking over here as Bladest has gone in deep, goes to do the chrono break, and Thresh main with the ladder pulls him out to safety. Well, it was a high risk, and was able to just make a flash play and get out. Meanwhile, Nappy is now being caught over here. The trap has been sprung. Nappy, can he get out? Does have the flash, does use it, but Fsabe has the flash as well. We'll go over the wall and pick that one up again as this jungler is making this Gangplank's life a little more difficult.
Yeah, I think you saw a little bit of a split decision there. He knew his and Trundle's flash was on the exact same cooldown because he remembered the play where it was used. Tatsuya having a flash away.
Nice by Laird. Really taken down. Gabyzz cashes another stack. Can we get another one? Never mind. Laird will pick up that one. That'll still be gold in a lot of other people's pockets though. And hey, now they're pushing into mid lane.
Yeah, the heal saves him there. That item build now on the Draven, so oppressive. Huge damage coming out from him. And you saw one auto attack just took out a quarter of the health of Tatsuya there. So they're going to get the first, no, they've already gotten the first turret. They're going to get the mid turret here.
Yeah.
10-3 scoreline, 29k gold. That's about a 7k gold lead here. About a 6k gold lead for League of Dawgs. So still looking good. And yeah, we look to this Gangplank to really try to start, making up some of this deficit here. We did mention before, the Kai'Sa definitely outscales the Draven, though. I mean, it's going to take forever. If you look at the item differential here, man immune compared to
full item. You got some cloth armor. That's how scared they were in lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to survive a little bit longer, and it's not looking good for Double B and friends.
Absolutely not. No, our featured matchup of the day, and we talked about this, how all you had to do, or what you had to do, was just survive that lane. And Double B only gets away with only 1 death, but 3 kills have gone down to the Draven.
But it's so hard in the sense that, the level 2 one, you should have at least, that at any level you should be prepared for, that level 2 flash play from Thresh. But it's hard when you just see that elo discrepancy and you just go, okay, how do we play this? Do you play so far back that you get no CS and you just lose that way anyway, or do you try to still do things and then die? And I kind of side on the maybe just get no CS, even though at some point you're going to be like, oh man, we're down 50 CS, this sucks. But you're still down 50 CS and 3 kills right now. So just make it just one of those things. It may not have been that bad.
Will this get the hit? They do get the hit with the Rift Herald on mid, so that's a nice bit of damage onto that turret, but it was at full HP. So, the question is here, can Syndra and Gangplank wave clear well enough? And can they defend their turrets well enough so that not too many objective advantages are given over to League of Dawgs based on this early game lead that they've got?
Yeah, the problem is
it's hard to imagine.
Yeah, the problem is though, here's third Drake. While that again doesn't really matter so much, it has now put you on soul point, and it goes stalling for the next 5 minutes for the next break isn't enough time, but they are trying to fight for it now because they are split over here. This is actually a good opportunity for Oasis Esports to take one down. Fsabe's going to go down pretty low here. Threshman does get taken out by Double B. Shut down. Bonus does go over there. 2 people are going down. It's now a 2-for-2. The fight goes on. Double kill comes through for Laird before he gets taken out. And there we go. Oasis Esports finds a fight and takes it down 4-for-2.
Much, much better from Oasis there. A really decisive play in from Kingsland, going in to stun out the members of League of Dawgs who were sort of trying to defend that dragon pit. And that all happened while Fsabe was in the dragon pit, still trying to finish off that dragon. He did, but not able to contribute to the fight at all. And they managed to, a key point here, managed to zone Gabyzz out of the fight and not let him apply that damage that he's got with all those items. So really, really beautiful play there. That's exactly what Oasis needs to do, and I really like the decisiveness, in particular of a Kingsland flash in.
But here we go, trying to get Gabyzz one more kill. Oh, another auto pack will do it, we'll get it done. The other hook, do you want to get another one, Gabyzz? Do you want to get fed? Do you want to eat some dinner tonight? Let's go! But they are fighting it back here, but it will still be a double kill right now for Gabyzz. Fsabe has now joined this fight as well. He's going to zone off the rest of them, tanking those guys out, and they can't get to Gabyzz, so they can't stop him. He's 5-0-3.
They did so much damage to him too, as well as Threshman. Really good try there, but I believe that hook that came out from Threshman wasn't really intended for the Nautilus. I'm not sure they knew that the Jarvan was going to die in time, so he threw out the hook to secure it. They happened to find the Nautilus in there instead, and they said, okay, I guess we'll keep fighting. So they managed to, I think you got a little lucky on there. They didn't have vision of that bush, so nice play regardless. And you also did see Roman miss the flag and drag there. You saw him throw out the drag, but he hadn't laid the flag, and so that's not going to do much for you, Jarvan, as he is caught out once again. So that is going to be advantage gained by League of Dawgs, which they used to get the second Rift Herald of the game.
Yeah,
and, just in time, a few seconds left, and the Baron will spawn, so they will be able to use that. And looks like they are going to use it top. No, he's keeping it in his inventory right now, so...
right now they're just gonna, like, they might just be like, hey, take down this turret first and then we'll use it because we can get it on a tier 2 at some point.
Yeah.
They probably can't contest this.
They feel like they can take down this turret without the help of Shelly, so they are going to do so, as now Oasis has grouped up here, so we'll see if there's another engagement wanting to happen.
The reason the last one happened was because the League of Dawgs was actually split up for that dragon, and then Oasis Esports did a great job of realizing that and then went for it. But right now, League of Dawgs are all together, and Oasis Esports gonna have a lot of trouble fighting them all together. They're going for the 20-minute Baron. They just want to do it now. Then
I don't know about this, man.
See it.
We said they were cocky, but this seems a little ambitious, and yeah, they are eventually going to pull off when they realize that
they do draw the teleport. Yeah, they're able to get the teleport out of Tatsuya for that one, so you'll take that. Yeah, I guess you basically were just doing like, hey, what if they don't look? We kind of saw that earlier on Cloud9 where they just kind of did a Baron, and there was like, hey, there's no vision here, so do it. And if they come, then we leave. But like, they didn't come. But in this case, they did come. You go, okay, we just get out.
But they did manage to get the teleport, as you said, which is huge. I didn't expect Tatsuya to go for that, as I'm not sure they would have been able to. You know, Gaby's definitely doing a lot of damage here, and you can see he's not even looking for attack speed. He's gone straight for Last Whisper. He wants to shred through that armor, and just the Last Whisper up, while you do see the Seeker's Arm Guard coming in from both Tatsuya and Double B, Gabyzz is going to shred through those squishy champions there. So yeah, we are looking to him to apply so much damage, and you got the dream fight at that other dragon where Oasis was able to zone him out. It's going to be really hard to do as they are able to get more control of the map.
Exactly. You do see the Flame Horizon right now for Nappy over Laird. So again, that is kind of your one thing that is kind of going well for you, and if you could hang on, it is so hard though. You do have the dragon coming up shortly as well, and it's just it's tough, but it's there. Like it's the so you're saying there's a chance kind of thing. you get a good opportunity, you use that global well, and then Nappy can come and slap you some people. It could happen, but a lot of things have to align for it still to work out there, but that is a gigantic gift.
Definitely, yeah, really impressive there by Nappy. And yeah, like you say, you need those dream barrels. He's going for the Essence Reaver next. I almost would have liked to see just Infinity Edge pickup come in instead, just to sort of, you know, like what you need is to blow them up. You need like them to know what.
The death sentence. Oh, jumps over it. Roman, are you gonna get out of here? No, you're not, because I'm gonna flay you back in. And here comes the rest of the team. League of Dawgs gonna pick that one up. Oh, Thresh made. Oh, it's dirty. It's just dirty. Here comes the rest of the fight. Gabyzz might actually finally be taken down here. He does get sent out by Tatsuya. They're trying to jump over him, trying to get over towards the backline. They will not. Fsabe will pick up a kill over there. Tatsuya will eventually take out Bladest as he's going to try to run away. Double kill comes through for Fsabe, and it is now currently a 3-for-1 still for League of Dawgs. They thought they could maybe get the Draven, but that Draven's still standing.
Oh, so close, and you can see just the presence and the awareness from Gabyzz there. Backed off exactly when he needed to, knew exactly what his limits were, and yeah, they tried. That was exactly what they needed to do, is try to take down Gabyzz, and they got so close. But he's just too strong, and he's too good. You know, he doesn't get caught. And yeah, so we do see another fight going down. Now the Herald will spawn, and Nappy has position on this, and it looks like it won't even be able to take down the turret. So that's definitely a silver lining there for Oasis. As
some damage.
Yeah, you see the Essence Reaver now finished on Gangplank, and yeah, he almost had enough damage, and you know, you got to wonder if he will be able to do enough damage in the next fight, where he may be well on his way towards Infinity Edge as his farm continues to scale up. Syndra now has overtaken the Ekko in farm as well. You've seen Tatsuya there in the side lanes a lot, trying to farm up. And this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get into that late game state. They're just trying to stem the bleeding as much as they can, and you know, make sure that they are able to get to their late game dreams. And yeah, you know, have some slappies from Nappy, as you so eloquently pointed out earlier.
Well, let's see whether they're going to fight over this Baron here over here. We're at the 24-minute mark here. Gabyzz can do a pretty dark hook. Oh, another hook. Are you kidding me, Thresh? This is gross. That is cheating. Can we call this man out for hacks? That is a beautiful job. Roman is going to maybe go down to the red buff at the end of this. Never mind, let's get jumped over by Fsabe. He'll finish up the kill and pick up a killing spree of his own. And, oh, Thresh main. Those are the dreams.
This is one of those games, where you just, every skill shot you throw out just lands. And you can see Roman, like, he knows what he's supposed to do. In the previous fight, you saw this as well, as the Baron's going to go down without a fight here. You saw as well, he knew that Flay was coming in to stop his flag and drag, and he was like, alright, I gotta wait, see if I can bait out his Flay. No way. Thresh main is not going to fall for something like that. He holds it until exactly when he needs to. This guy is really good on Thresh, and I would venture to say, you do not want to be giving hit to him for the rest of the series.
Oh yeah, and it's funny. Usually when I'm not a coach, but sometimes I try to help other people on learning how to play League of Legends and stuff, and I'm just like, hey, the biggest thing right now, support, you're playing a hook champion like that, don't go for max range hooks. Just don't go for it. Thresh main, you're allowed to go for max range hooks. You can go whatever, you can do whatever you like once you get to that level.
The Manitoba mad life coming through and carrying this game right here. And yeah, he does lead Gabyzz to a 550 gold bounty here, 5-0 and 6 on that Draven. We expected nothing less from their star player. But Fsabe as well as Laird have racked up some kills also. You see Laird on nearly 3 items here. As even with this CS discrepancy, he's still been able to make a difference in this game, still been able to get those executes, and they've just got so much damage right now. And there's no real, besides Nautilus, who's so far behind, there's no real tank to soak that up right now on Oasis here. So.
Exactly. So I do like what Oasis was over there trying to do, a little bit of death brush. It's kind of like your comeback mechanic, right? It's that, like, hey, if they don't check all the boxes and ward properly and all that jazz, or if they send just a single person to ward or something, you can get that pick. It's a desperation move, but it's like, it is a move you do kind of have to try at that point. And they went over there, and fortunately for League of Dawgs, they didn't check that bush or anything. But you got to do stuff like that. Like you can't just sit back and just try to clear waves right now. That you're just gonna lose the game slowly that way. They're just trying to make a
fair enough.
Tatsuya goes into stasis to try to stay alive for now, but another hook will be hit by Thresh. So Bladest will pick up that kill. They'll move on now to the top turret. They will take that one down and move on to the inhibitor.
Perfectly timed chef's kiss on this Thresh main play right now. It's so beautiful, man. Come on.
And another one. Oh, it's doing him dirty. Gabyzz picks up another kill. 6-0 and 7. They're looking at the Nexus turrets now. They're going to do some damage to them. They do have the cannon, the Baron powered up cannon, so they are just going to be able to siege this one down, and now they're going forward. Everyone's backing off when it comes to Oasis Esports. This is going to be a Game 1 win for League of Dawgs. The fight goes on. They're just trying to slap each other now, but can they pick up anything? They can't do. Like, they don't do any damage to them.
Oh man, it is brutal. Brutal out here. As we do see League of Dawgs go up 1-0 against Oasis Esports, and it looked like Oasis, they had some signs of life here. They had some things available to them, and they just kept getting hooked, man. They just kept in that mid game. They would have been able to scale up if they could stall out a little bit more. But then Thresh lands a hook, and then he lands another hook, and then he gets a flash play. It's just so hard to deal with someone who's playing that well. And yeah, this is a real standout game for Thresh here.
And I think right now, Oasis Esports, you actually scrap most of what you're thinking about what happened in that game. You just go, if you're the bot lane, you go, we have to talk about level 2s before we get into lane. Because it is hyperbole to say the lane was completely over at level 2 after that first flash play, but just you can't let that play. You can't let a play like that happen.
With a Draven getting a BF sword that early in lane, as you say, it's not quite over, but it's almost over.
But it's you're lending it towards being over. So that's something easy you can clean up. Clean up to level 2. Don't get stuck there, and then probably ban the Thresh.
So will we see Oasis relent and come back with a win in Game 2? We'll have to see after the break.